Xi Jinping, of course, has embraced the notion that the party is the only entity that can move China forward, and he revived one of Mao's slogans of the party, government, military, civilian, and academic, east, west, south, north, and center. The party leads in everything. And he's rejected the idea that there should be a division of responsibilities between party and state, opting for a vigorous campaign to reassert party dominance over state institutions and society. It's very long gone are the proposals that were put forward by the former General Secretary Zhao Ziyang in 1987 for a much clearer separation of party and state organs and the removal of party-leading groups from a number of state and academic institutions. Also now we see the stress on party law, which provides it with a more direct role in the governance of the state. Societal movements are closely monitored and shut down if considered a threat, and this has led to the arrest of a range of groups, the human rights lawyers, for example, and even restricting the nascent Me Too movement in China. The 2016 charity law made it clear that private wealth must be used to meet the party's goals, and in the absence of those kinds of civic organizations at the national level, the party has tried to act as the moral arbiter of society, defining what a worthy life should look like. I think one of the interesting things to look at over the last few years, and this started actually under Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, is how the party has tried to restore certain forms of collectivity that broke down because of the reforms, as the workplace declined in influence, as gated communities grew up for the wealthier, middle class and urban elites, as you got a couple of 100 million gig workers, as you had a large number of people migrating to the cities. So a lot of the social controls that had ensured collective structures broke down. And one of the things we've seen, and I think this has been intensified under Xi Jinping, and I'll come on to the collectivist party in a moment, is to try and restore new institutions that can deal with that. The setting up of the social work department, the grid management system, and what is called the Fengqiao experience with that. So I think what it results in is a kind of infantilization of society, with the presumption that society cannot define its own needs and wants, or at least the party may fear that if this was allowed, the outcomes may not coincide with the party's own goals. There's a very nice quote from a former party secretary of Tibet who stated, "The Communist Party is like the parent of the Tibetan people, and it is always considerate about what the children need. Indeed, he described the Central Committee was like the real Buddha for Tibetans."